can't cut steel pipes with his hands, but he doesn't have enough to eat. He can't generate electricity at will, but he can't only be an ordinary worker. In the future, people with superpowers will be the most ordinary workers. They will only be able to perform menial tasks for $50 a day. As society develops, their supernatural abilities become nothing special. People even discriminate against them, regarding them as urban parasites. Their cerebrospinal fluid is extracted and used to make poisons. This is why the army has tightened its control over them. Only a few of them can't find work. If they resist, RoboCop kills them. Many Supermen have no choice but to commit crimes. It's the same for Connor. He has the power to generate electricity, but he can't find work, and his mother had cancer and needed money for an operation. So he Saturday on the side of the road and did odd jobs. That day, a red van drove by. The man in the van said he was looking for someone who could control electricity. Connor didn't hesitate to say yes, but when he realized they were thieves, Connor didn't want to get involved in any criminal activity, but they offered him $200. Since he desperately needed the money, he accepted. Late that night, they arrived at their destination. Connor arrived at an electrified fence. He took a deep breath, grabbed the wire with his bare hands and turned it on. In an instant, he sent 100,000 volts of electricity through the fence, destroying the entire electrical system. Then the female welder melted the chain with ease. They made it to the chemical plant. Hercules carried barrel after barrel of chemicals to the truck. In the end, they thought Connor had done a good job and paid him double. A few days later, they met up with Connor again. He told him that this time, they were going to rob a bank. If they succeeded, he'd never have to worry about money again. Connor thought of his sick mother and decided to take the risk. He can weld with his bare hands, move objects through the air. He can't even cut steel pipes with his mind. They have superpowers, but they have to do odd jobs to make a living. Connor is a Superman who can discharge electricity. His mother is seriously ill and needs money he can't pay back on his own, so he decides to help the thief rob the bank. They storm the bank as planned and use their superpowers to eliminate the guards. Connor then enters the vault and destroys the circuits with high-voltage electricity. Finally, Travis enters to load the money, but is shocked by what he sees. There's only $50,000 left in the bank vault, which perplexes them. They are puzzled and ask around, but it turns out that the bank empties the safe every night and returns it the next day. By this time, the alarm has gone off. They pick up $50,000 and head out the door, but the drones are already on them. RoboCop is about to attack them. Connor raises his hand and sends out a shockwave that crushes the drone with ease. He has just returned home and is nursing his wounds when he runs into Maddie, one of Dixon's subordinates. Maddie sees Connor's wound and offers to help. He removes the gauze from Connor's arm and places his hand on the wound. Suddenly, a red light appears on his arm and the wound heals instantly. Maddie's power can heal people instantly. Connor is stunned and a bold idea suddenly occurs to him. He knew that what the mafia wanted was drugs, so he offered to help Dixon recover the drugs seized by the police, but on one condition: he must be accompanied by Maddie. Dixon quickly agreed, and they were ready to ambush the transportation truck that was about to leave. The police sent a drone to escort the transporter, but they didn't expect Connor to strike in the middle of downtown, and drones aren't allowed to fly here. When they arrived, they were stopped by a truck. Connor uses his superpowers to defeat RoboCop. Then, the two of them quickly overpower the transport team. Finally, Welder Girl appears. She simply touched the steel with her hand and it began to melt. Then a feast-sized hole appeared. Her colleagues threw tear gas into the car. The police officers in the car instantly scattered and surrendered. The girl then snatched the drugs from them. Thanks to everyone's cooperation, the operation went off without a hitch. When she handed the drugs over to Dixon, his men began to silence her. The welder was eliminated by the men behind her. Travis took control of his partner and saved him. It turned out that Dixon wanted the drugs for himself. That's when the drones arrived. They dropped off RoboCop and quickly got rid of Dixon's men. Connor and the others escaped, but one of them was shot and bled to death. His plan to save his mother has been foiled by Dixon. Connor is furious. To save his mother, he went to the police and told them where Dixon was hiding. The police quickly surrounded the place. Dixon escaped with Maddie. When Maddie arrived, he shot Dixon with a gun, but his bodyguard was so aggressive that he ran out of bullets. The bodyguard then went to hit Maddie, and Travis used his superpowers to fend him off. Just then, Connor arrives to help him, but the bodyguard easily knocks Connor to the ground. Then he strangles Connor. At the last moment, Maddie takes a crowbar and sticks it in the bodyguard's eye. Connor then sends a bolt of lightning into the air, and the bodyguard finally collapses. At the same time, Dixon forces Maddie to tend to her wounds, but she grabs the gun. Maddie sets out to avenge her companion. He seals Dixon's throat with his powers and Dixon dies instantly. Connor tells Maddie to go back and heal her mother. Against all odds, Connor finds a scar on Maddie's body. It turns out that Maddie's superpower is to transfer injuries and illnesses to her body. If she cures the terminal illness, she'll die, but Connor doesn't care, forcing her to treat his mother. During the treatment, the cancer spread through her body. She seemed to be in great pain. Connor's heart sank. He remembered his mother's story and his heart sank. He stopped Maddie's work. Soon after, his mother died and Maddie was released. Connor was ready to turn himself in to atone for his sins.